Walmart, so if I have to pause for a moment, I do apologize. They're just outside forces that I cannot contain here in this wild place during the time of Christmas. Uh, but quick update for everybody: we are pushing forward at lightning speed right now. I think I have put out a couple of updates, let everybody know that the contract is, um, ahead of schedule as far as the rework goes. We've been able to do some test nets. Everything looks good. I've done some peer audits and everything so far. Everything looks great. Test this evening on a few things, and I will actually start doing the airdrops at some point in the wee hours of the evening. And as soon as I get those finished, I will post updates, letting everybody know how they can check their airdrops, make sure they got all their stuff. And of course, I'll be verifying every transaction through BSC scan, so I'll know that they've received them and so on and so forth. Give me one moment, one second. Anyways, so
You
like I
good?
said, yeah, I'm good. I know where my wife went. My son's getting good. If you want
All
me
right.
to go
If you got
away,
to dip out,
for
just let me know.
oh, you're fine. You're fine. Anyways, I'll be airdrops, like I said, um, tomorrow evening. Sorry, this evening or during the day. I'll get all those processed done, verify transactions, and then provided everything's going good, I'm going to post the launch details as far as the actual exact time that we post live to our communities privately, just through the Discord. Just to make sure that if there was anybody who missed out on being able to be a part of the pre-sale, they've got the information first. If they want to figure out a way that they can set that time slot available for them to go over to Pancake Swap and buy it, available, that's something that will make me happy. We'll go ahead and we'll do that, and we'll leave it open for a few minutes just to the community before we do like big Twitter blasts and stuff like that. But we will be doing those big Twitter blasts right after we do the launch.
Yeah. So my plan is once we have a time for the launch, I don't think we have an official time set yet, but I will probably a couple hours before that email my guys uh, for like the Twitter post and let them know, hey, we'll be launching, say, and this is since we don't have a time nailed down, say we're launching.
Yeah, I don't have an exact time nailed down. I'm gonna, make sure I get all those eardrops pushed out, verify those transactions, and then just go from there. I'll also need to check with like the team and make sure that everybody will be available those time slots and everything out just for assistance, community assistance. If anybody needs anything, has any questions, I'm assuming probably correctly that from the time that I push all the airdrops out until the time that we launch, I'll probably be fielding questions from community itself about how to check the token. And we do
I guess
already have those. I'm sorry.
what's up?
Yes, you are. Yes, yes, you are correct. But now what I was saying was, we'll also have those instructions published on our website, and we'll get them in the Discord and the Telegram about how to actually add the custom token to your wallet, so you can actually see your token balance directly in Trust Wallet or whatever other wallet you use.
Yeah, I think I wrote all that stuff up and I had the pictures and everything, like a week or so ago. So we have all that. So
And
once we have the contract address and all that, then I'll plug all that into the instructions, get it all posted, make it look nice. And, that way everybody will be able to follow it step by step on how to add a custom token.
And we'll have available, of course, everybody who's here right now. I'm assuming everybody here probably knows, but for all the new buyers that are coming in, we do have available through our website. And I haven't actually backlinked it yet, just because we didn't have the contract address available. But I'll get that contract address backlinked on our website on the main page. As soon as you hit how to buy, it'll take you to a detailed, step by step instructions on how to buy directly from PancakeSwap off Trust Wallet and MetaMask and things like that. As well, I know that we have videos we within the first couple days, and those will also explain how to buy the token. So we'll have resources available for anybody to share with friends, family, or just general community members that might be wanting to purchase and might not know exactly how. We'll have those resources available and ready to go.
Hey, quick question. Are we gonna have a bot in there that's gonna either chart it through the price, like they do in most places, like through PooCoins or DexTool, or how? Which one are we gonna use?
So to answer that question quickly, uh, Telegram, we currently already have a bot set for the KuCoin chart. Um, that being said, I will actually have to add in a custom function to my bot that I have in Discord to get the display chart to display there, and that's something that we can talk about. I think I was leaning towards depth tools. That's just for me personally, but if anybody has a suggestion, you can import whatever chart you want to import. And I think I don't, and I'd have to check. I mean, I apologize. I'm not super familiar with everything that is to offer through Telegram. So if I get some spare time, either I'll look into it, or maybe I'll just have somebody else look into it. But I think you could possibly import the other charts into Telegram. I just haven't had a chance to digging. But everybody, just for personal preference reasons, I know KuCoin sounds terrible and their emoji and everything else is funny. It's actually a fantastic product. They do a great job at what they do. And as far as actually analyzing the charts and getting all the details, um, they are a winner.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
that's why they
it's
don't
funny
get
you say
big.
that because like I'll sit there and I'll talk to guys that are just getting into crypto, and they're like, "Hey, where can I like look at a chart or something?" You have to tell them, "Well, you can go to PooCoin app," and they're like, "What the hell is that?" They look at you like you're crazy. It's like, trust me, it's actually a really good chart.
Yeah, no, it's and that's the thing. I don't want to have to add KuCoin to the website itself, so I'm definitely not going to. I'll just add a separate chart into the site. But that being said, if you really want to get like 100 with it, they kind of do the best job, especially starting out. So that's just it is what it is. Who knows? They they don't need to rebrand right now. They're doing just fine, so it'll probably stay that way forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
finance. They just released their new charting system. That's another like starting just really does the thing.
Yeah, I know. But so bog finance is the word is something else to look into.
They're another really strong like tooling provider. They've also been doing where they give like DeFi projects an alternative.
Okay. Uh, yeah, I'll have to look at that. Do you know if they have APIs ready to go? Or I'll look into it. Yeah, I'll look into it. But anyways, we have a left. All right. So the other thing that I think we're ready to talk about, Nick, uh, handle. We have some announcements to make about some of our partners. These are exciting announcements, but they're definitely his to make. Just a moment.
Yeah. So this morning we hopped on a call like super early this morning. As soon as we both rolled out of bed, basically. But we got in contact with Crypto Pandas. So we've been trying to kind of talk to them. We haven't been able to really meet up, but finally got a hold of him. Finally got some details lined out, and he is going to be a partner with us. So he'll help us with some of the YouTube side. He also has good contacts, just like Daryl has. Daryl has good contacts. So
Sorry, who's going to be the
that was
partner?
definitely Crypto Pandas.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah, Crypto Pandas is if you go watch his videos, I really like his videos. He talks really well in front of the camera. He looks really comfortable in front of the camera. Uh, yeah, I think it's going to be a good partnership. I think it's going to work out good for us. But so now officially, I can officially say we have Daryl Boo as a YouTuber, Crypto Pandas as a YouTuber, and Crypto Bree on Twitter. So that was exciting.
And to add to that, just specifically about Josh and Crypto Panda, what really actually like made me happy about the guy is he didn't oversell himself. He like was
Yes,
very he was very
humble.
straightforward with the fact like hey guys, let you guys know right now like YouTube videos are not going to have a huge impact on your price. You're not going to get a ton of customers. He said all the things that I already knew. He was telling me things that I knew going into it that just made me happy to hear coming from the guy's mouth that you're actually trying to bring on board. So it told me that he's honest right then and there, and that he had an idea of how marketing, especially in this space, really actually works. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
and
when it comes-
not only that, but the questions that he asked, the questions he asked were fantastic. I mean, they were all on point, and he asked a lot. I
yeah,
mean, we were on the call for about an hour, but
no, for sure.
yeah,
He definitely asked the right questions. He showed the right amount of interest. He seems to care about the project. And they all do. I don't want to undersell any of the other partners. I was actually when I got off that phone call with him, I was happy about that decision and how we came to it.
yeah. So I announced that on, um, and I totally understand this. Crypto Pandas, who is Josh, and Bree want to see some transactions happen first to make sure it's not a scam, which we all know it's not, but they don't want to start promoting it now and then something happen and it would ruin their reputation. So it's totally understandable. So they won't make an official announcement until after we launch. So, but I've talked to them and they're going to have everything ready to go. Uh, hopefully Josh is going to have a video ready for day one. Daryl's going to have a video ready for day one. And then Bree should be ready on Twitter after we launch. So shortly after we take off, we launch to the public. All that stuff should be rolling out. It was definitely a good phone call this morning. I'm glad we were able to kind of hook up with him. He's amazed. The guy's busy. I get it. I mean, a lot of these guys stay busy. So we were able to get with them early this morning and hash out the details and get them on board. But if you haven't looked at his videos, go check them out. Him and Daryl Boo. They're both really good guys, and they're both really excited to be working with us to have them. Looks like Chris had to drop out. Does anybody have any questions on that about the YouTubers or any of the influencers or anything? All right, I'll take that as a no.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. I had to hop off. I had another phone call came in, and I'm on my phone right now, and I didn't even have a choice. It just like kicked me off Discord, and
No,
something started
you're good.
doing me.
You're good, man.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just overall, I'm excited about the decisions we make with those partners. It's definitely going to help us out on many levels. Uh, one sec, I gotta talk to my wife, guys. Give me one.
It's all good. The good thing, another good thing about them, like I said, like the networking that they have. So I've already started talking to. I want to do multiple videos in the first week. So we're gonna have two on day one. Mobile trade should be doing one for day two. Day four, I'm trying to get a video out. And day six, I'm trying to get a video out. So I'm reaching out to Josh, kind of having him put his feelers out, seeing who's willing to kind of work with us. See if we can.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. For some reason, they DM'd me. I told her that you took care of stuff, so you might need to reach out to Bree because she did give me like a price and stuff about somebody that you must have been asking about that.
Oh, okay. So that works. Was that on Twitter?
Uh, she did, yeah. I think it was probably on here. I think she DM'd me on Discord.
All
But
right. I'll write her. Tell me to
I
send the
saw it,
information over.
and I just kept on going. All right, so give me one second. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're good, man. Trying to do an AMA out in the real world. It's hard to do. But anyways, so does anybody have any questions for us up to this point about anything? No.
Sorry, I don't know. He looks like he's about to pull a fire alarm or something.
Alarm. He's ready. He's ready to start.
He's about that.
You ain't gonna be able to keep affording all these fines. Fines.
There's
You need to tell them if you're gonna pull a fire alarm, you got to do it after lunch. Get that fire and start taking BUSD.
Well, good
Get
thing is I'm not actually in my hometown right now, so they won't know it was me. I would just straight leave. Just immediately.
get
Uh,
MetaBUSD shirt that let them fire.
great.
No doubt. Get the news in or something. Be like, hey, I just like fire trucks and MetaBUSDCoin.
Anyways, so that's all exciting stuff. I still need to work on getting the white paper put out. I do have community members that have hit me up like behind the scenes, willing to do some editing and stuff for me, which is a huge help because I'm just not a writer. I can write code all day and it looks great, but I start to write like regular English papers and everybody's embarrassed. So uh, that's going to be a huge help. As soon as I get home today, between doing a final test net between some peers and doing a white paper, that's probably going to take up most of my time. I'll get rolling into this evening, and I'll start doing the airdrop deployments just to verify that those are working. And I'll do like kind of like a quick mainnet test too, just before I know how much, whether or not I need to move at 1,000,000 miles an hour or whether or not I can move at my typical 100 miles an hour. And that'll that'll give me a better idea of once I'll have all that stuff finished. I'd like to have all that done, set to the side, and completed so they go over take swap to start playing around with that. So hopefully, in my mind, the idea is that like tomorrow evening, I'm actually done, and then I'll spend the rest of tomorrow night and then early into Tuesday morning, just kind of preparing the team for everything that we got to do as far as community engagement with all the new buyers. And yeah, we're getting down to the wire. This is exciting stuff. I'm really happy that we've come as far as quickly as we did. since the delay. Like I said, I thought originally that I might be fun to get everything done on like Monday, and I'm just really happy that we're ahead of schedule. It gives us a little bit. It's easier for us to function. It gives us a little bit more air to breathe and just a little bit of room to interact.
Yeah, one of the things that Josh mentioned too, I know we have a couple of the mods in here, was mod activity, like whenever we launch, making sure that our mods are kind of ready for the workload that's going to be coming in. All the new people, making sure that our mods are active, answering questions and stuff. So I was going to kind of reach out to all of our mods. I know, like I said, I've got a couple in here, but it's going to be,
And in general,
when Tuesday comes,
on
it's going to
that
be time
note,
to get the game face on.
well, in general, on that note, honestly, it's a little bit of everybody's job here. If you're in
Yes,
the early
yes,
community, if you're here now, you're a part of our team in one way, shape, or form. We brought you everybody in for this early, not just for stability of price and not just for the uh, the pre-sale, but also to educate you guys how we operate and to get a true feel for the team and what our vision is. That way, here in the next couple of days, we're just going to start getting flooded with people left and right, and everybody's going to be asking the same questions. Project about, is how long is liquidity locked? Do these guys have real plans? Who are the team members? To find their information, all that stuff. We provide you guys the tools, but y'all are the best tool that is available to the communicators. Y'all will actually be able to talk to the new incomers for us. There's gonna be so many of them, and on every different channel, that it's hard for the team itself to be able to get in front of everybody.
yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say too. After the whole mod thing, is that the community's been here long enough; they kind of know what we're about. All these AMAs that we're having, all of that stuff is not only to make you feel comfortable with us, but to provide the information for everybody, get it out to everybody, so everybody knows what's going on. All the early investors. So whenever all the new people come in, everybody should be able to at least answer some of the simple stuff. You know what I mean? All the repeating questions, like you said, there's going to be a freaking billion repeating questions. Most of them is, where's the white paper? We'll
Where's
already
white
have that.
paper, map? What's
Is there a
liquid?
website?
Where do those are the typical
Slippage.
guaranteed questions. Yeah, constantly, left and right. And like I said, we have tools in place and resources for the community to be able to find, but having a good, strong base of people like we do that has the information already available and knows what it is, that's invaluable. We'll be able to reach so many new holders as quickly as possible just through that communication. And I think we've done a really good job on that part. Uh, of course, there's always room for improvement, and we can improve and will improve every single day. But so far, I'm happy. I'm excited. I uh, I put out a blast last night on the Discord about shill teams, and we got a lot of people that joined with it, and that's exciting. Not I think of the members, they haven't actually participated in any shill raids or anything like that yet. So we're going to get somebody who's informed in front of these people to let them know exactly, what that's about, how that's handled, what we do, and how that operates. But that's another resource and tool that we will have to utilize directly out of the gate. Um, and it works. It works. So surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, but for some reason, I guess I should say, in crypto space, Telegram is invaluable. It's one of those things that, especially in the BSC space, people really do just migrate to it. Even though on our website or on our Twitter or anywhere, we can put Discord above Telegram. We can put Discord links 3 times in a row, and then just put one tiny little Telegram link in the bottom. And for some reason, that's still where a lot of people, new buyers, will actually go to review information. and to get information on a project. So we will be interacting with Telegram a lot, and we're going to have to get some more people over there, especially on the moderation side. Um, Again, I've said it before, I definitely prefer um, Discord, and that's where I spend all my time mainly. But I will follow the community. Anywhere the community wants to go, that's where I'll go. Always. So that's where I have to spend some time at first. That's where I will. Hopefully, we can get some good team members, some good community members to kind of lift that mantle, help us out a little bit. It would mean a whole lot to me. If this inspires any of you, please go join Chill Team A on the Telegram. There is a link. I believe it's pinned to the Discord. If it's not pinned now, I will. After we get off this, I'll make sure it gets pinned. Now, the next thing I wanted to kind of touch base on is the after the launch itself, we're gonna hold a daily AMA for the first 2 weeks. We'll for sure continue to have these every single day for the first 2 weeks after launch. After that, it'll be left up to discussion a little bit, but right now we're kind of just planning on 3 days.
Time will the AMAs be? You know.
It's very day to day.
Yeah, we've been moving around because we had members in the EU, in Florida, that we're trying to make sure that we can kind of bounce around the time so we can catch people that actually want to listen in live and to have a chance to actually talk, ask any questions. And hey, on that note, nobody has used it yet, but and it's probably just because we're so involved, and I'm always in the Discord. So if anybody asks a question, I just kind of always answer it right then and there. But we do have a special channel in the Discord for AMA questions. So if you think of a good one or anything like that, and I'm not available or the team's not available, you can always post it in there, and we'll make that. Well, we'll touch base on that in the AMA for the whole. Okay. But yeah, that's because sometimes, and I forget that, like people ask me questions all the time privately, and it's a fantastic question. And I actually think to myself in the moment, like, hey, this is something that I should probably touch base on during the next AMA. And I don't. I've just got a lot going on. I just don't remember. So, if anybody has any questions like that, and you think to yourself, like, hey, I haven't even heard them touch base on this, talk about it. Today, somebody asked me, what what liquidity locker will I be using? And I think that's a pretty fair question. It costs a little bit more, but I think it's definitely the way to go. I'm planning on using GX locker. If anybody has any suggestions there, if they think for some reason maybe it's a different service, I'm open to I'm open to those suggestions. But I felt pretty confident that GX locker was a well-known locker, and it has a whole lot of respect amongst a lot of people, especially after how SafeMoon was handled over there. That that's a good one to go with. Like I said, it's a little bit more expensive than Dplot. Oh, sorry, what was that? Okay, it's just like oh yeah. Um. Anyways, yeah. So like I said, that's all we've been using Deep Block, but nobody's heard of Deep Block, or the who have heard of Deep Block. So if you're, investing, going over to check everything out, you want to, I gotta mute this person. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Um, Somebody remembered how to unmute him from the server and everything. Anyways, so yeah, if you're going over to check everything out, and you're just trying to get an understanding of what the project is, liquidity is held and stuff like that. being able to find or see like a good strong name like DX Blockers, I think it just inspires a little bit more confidence, especially from just the outside community that's not as familiar with how all this stuff works. That's just a big enough name that you have enough trust in them as a that you don't question anything else. Does have any questions or is moving forward marketing plan, the contract itself or anything like that?
How's it going?
Going great, man. Going great.
I'd probably the first name that I've actually listened into because I couldn't catch any of the ones. Always too late and with my life, I don't get much. Any AM found out AMAs and that are like new to looking at the coin and they're interested and they want like some. How can I say AMAs? Like doing AMAs, I understand why you guys do every single day because it actually. Quick question that I did have. I know I'm touching, but I did have more. The coin is what it's about, and what is the best representation of what it actually is. I was just wondering. I know. Wondering when we get to the website. I know I'm.
That's actually a good question. So, with all transparency, I personally was the one who put together the website, and I let everybody know on my team and in the community before I did that. I am not a UI guy at all. I hate doing front end development, and I'm not great at it. It's kind of apparent through the website. I think the website looks okay, but just okay. So at some point, for sure, I'm just gonna have to hire somebody. Is what that's gonna boil down to. I'm just gonna end up paying a web developer to get us a much better updated website, better pages and stuff like that. I'll take full ownership on that. I'm just not a web dev. That's just what it boils down to. I'm better than like your average just everyday person. That's just as far as I'm just a little bit better than your average everyday person. When it comes to UI
Don't take
development.
any offense. Don't take any offense. I'm not saying the website is totally trash. Like it's there. Like that's what really does matter. But yeah, like when we do launch and whatever, would most likely have to at the moment. It's fine for me to understand like a new startup and you don't go to be able to really nice. I reckon you reckon would for something like that.
Well, it'll obviously as we move like every day further, it's actually gonna get more complicated. So I'm actually right now plugging in all the Web3 stuff on the same website in the back end to be able to deploy the dApps for our rewards claim portal. So we're gonna do that update first, and after we do, give me 1 second, guys. I'm calling. I think it was.
No worries.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, we'll push that update out first, and I'll get that out and then depending on the time frame and everything, depending on how that works, on our second update for that itself, I'm already going to be pushing the staking contract and portal out. I might go ahead and hire somebody in right then and there to go ahead and build out a little bit more robust of a website. Um, I plan on also putting all the dApps, like the staking portal, the dApp, and all that stuff onto MetaBUSD Coin.finance. I do already have the server getting built out now. You have to host a private server in order to do certain functions within the dApp. So that's kind of the back end stuff that we're working on right now. Uh, I'll be able to put out the public dApp beforehand for like the rewards claim portal, but depending on what actual fun- depending on what actual function depending on what actual functions we're going to be implementing and what kind of information we're going to have displayed. Like if you want lifetime feeds um, from the smart chain itself, then you're going to have to. All right, sorry about that.
Who is that
Um,
guy?
all right, so yeah, if you want the lifetime feeds and stuff like that, then there is some other stuff that you have to do. We're working on that because there's some features that we're going to want to add in to the DApp a little bit, not even far down the road, pretty soon actually. So the back end stuff's getting built out now. And yeah, I just need to hire somebody. If I had to put a time frame on it, it honestly will just kind of depend on volume and how the launch goes. Just to be 100% honest, we're putting out money a lot right now. And like you said, all the information's on the website, so it hasn't been my top priority, but it has been in the back of my mind. One laughable thing, and I'm not trying to FUD another project at all. I love SafeMoon, I think everybody does, but I was like early, and I remember thinking to myself personally, what? How does this company have this website? And I don't want to be that guy. By any
Yeah,
means. I don't want to be that. So as soon as we get rolling just a little bit, we got some volume coming in, we know how everything's working. Uh, I will not mind at all selling out some bigger bucks to somebody who really knows what they're doing on the front end side of things. And if we found that person, I think they'd be surprised about how far we can help and push the back end, to them. All they need to do is get us some good design and some good working linkage and stuff like that.
yeah.
But
Well,
that's
the thing
that's
that
That's
right, go ahead.
hilarious that somebody's even mentioned it because that's something that like privately amongst the team I've talked about since the very beginning.
How many members are on the dev team?
On the team itself, we have one artist, we have the two co-founders, which are me and Rita, and then I have two VR devs, and I obviously think that is so there's the devs that are working on the VR development. And then we have our artist that's working on the NFTs, and I help bridge that gap between like the NFT art side and the development side of things. And then we've also had Nick who handles all the business side stuff, and then our social partners. And then I don't, we also work with contractors as well. Like just recently, whenever we had the delay, I openly told the community like, "Hey, I've been behind uh, on things and working on stuff, so I had to reach out to a firm that I privately worked with in the past, and I've got a guy there that helps me out anytime I need any work with Solidity or uh, Web3. He'll help me out with those things. And he's an unofficial like team member. Me and him work just privately behind the scenes. We put 10 many projects together and had done many development lines together. And depending on how things go with this project, he might be somebody full time. He's really really good at what he does. And everybody has their own languages, does their own development stuff, and specializes in their own little part. Our guy, Will Guy, he's on the website. He is our Unity guy. Um, That being said, Baldarski, he's not on the website, but he is a member of the team as well. He is just as good as Borgal with Unity, but right now, because of where he's attached and who he's working with, he has not shared the information that he's on the team yet. I guess I'm outing him now, but nobody's listening or pays attention to him. I will. We're working that out, and we're going to get him all the front and center shortly. Now, as we just spoke about, we're not we're not at all scared to grow our team. It's just about finding the right people that fit in well with the culture of the token itself and knows enough standards where we're going. People like web developers, they're fairly easy to find, but finding one that works well with you and your team sometimes takes a little bit. And so we haven't actually even started that process, but we will start that process after we get launched. Probably so that that's some other team members, stuff like that. And yeah, there's other people that are working with us too. I don't want to put it, I can't say names just because I haven't been able to talk to these people individually and let them know, like, hey, can I share with the community that you guys are actually with the project itself? It just hasn't been that official yet for some reason. Is there any other questions that anybody may have about the development team itself? I know I put
Another sorry, another reason why a lot of people I think they're not asking questions is because of how responsive you guys are, anyways. We're just here listening to the AMA like we already know most of the answers to everything.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, and I get that, and that's kind of why I just push forward. I just keep on talking because I know that we really have covered most of everything. A lot of it's just recapping and just making sure that everybody is refreshed on the information and they know. Sometimes it's just better to hear it out of somebody's uh, mouth. Hearing their voice uh, tells you how they actually personally feel about it, and to take a moment to point out. And again, I there's to chat different services, but everybody know that from our preliminary checks from BSC scan, whenever we deployed all the test nets and we did our contract check against other contracts, BSC scan found zero similar contracts. Now, I know that there's obviously some shared within the contract and other contracts, but as far as like exact matches, stuff like, hey, is this a clone of a different contract? BSC has found zero clones. It's a unique contract. We will obviously test it against other auditing services that do more extensive search on some of the optical functions, the events, uh, and how those events are triggered and stuff like that. To tell you to determine exactly how unique it is in comparison to another smart test that's out there. And I will get those checked. Uh, I'm pretty eager to find out personally for myself.
Just just touching base with the audits for the contract. What audit are we? I'm not sure if we actually do have an audit for our contract because you guys did have to edit a couple of things for security reasons. But what audit company would we possibly be using to just do a nice audit on our contract?
Yeah. So, so right after I go mainnet, I'll be handing the contract over to Market Move to do a contract audit. And what that'll do is that just looks through the contract. It'll break down what the functions are. And it tells all users, in a caveman speak, what the contract does and how it functions. And then, as well, as soon as that's done, we get it rolling just for like maybe a week or two. Probably I would think, unless we just really boom out of the gates within a day or two. We're going to get the dessert finance audit, and if I hope everybody hears the dessert finance. they do a really good job with their audits. They dig into all the things that you would expect. They dig into the company itself. They want to know about social media engagement. They want to know about the team, who they are, how they function, and then the contract and how it behaves, how the transactions behave, where the liquidity is, um, the spread on the wallets. How much of the percentage is held in the top 2%. All the good things that everybody's looking for. Their finance does a great job of doing, and their their price are cool. It's a good price for the audit that you get. And then down the road, it's something that I'll leave open to the community. I'm happy personally with reserve funds. At some point, if the community's like, "Hey, do you think we can get a certificate audit?" Absolutely. If the community feels like that's something that they want us to go after, then we will make that a priority. Um, but to answer a little bit further, we did change our audit companies. Originally, we were going to use the 10 audit right out of the gates instead of the monthly move audit. And I've actually heard people first behind the scenes to stay with the tech rate. And I don't want to flood anybody, but I need to do my own research into that. But it was numerous people told me not to. So I'd actually put on the website, that's who we use. And then people just started hitting me up like that. So, not sure why, but I listen to my community. If they tell me, hey, do this and don't do that, I do it numerous times. I have a feeling that it's probably true. This is right.
Sorry, man. I just missed that last part that you were talking about. We're just having a hard time, like, really hearing you.
And you're cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, it makes sense. I'm driving in like the middle of the country right now, so I apologize. Uh, to answer your question, we're going to use market move audit gates, and then we're going to use dessert finance for the first 2 weeks. The difference between those two audit firms is market move is a free audit that's on the contract itself, and dessert finance is paid audit, but it's over the entire company, social media aspect, and all that stuff. Then I just added a little bit of fun about tech. They're just saying community members told me not to use upgrade. That was the first thing we can use originally for our audit. And the community approached me after I put that on my website saying that's who we wanted to use. They told me don't use them. So listening and responding to the community, I decided not to use tech.
Copy that. Thank you. I appreciate you answering my question. I'll just be listening.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well, I think I've gone over everything I personally wanted to go over. Uh, not nothing major, no major updates today, other than the fact that we did, officially sign on those influencers. They are on board. They are actually on the team. These are the people that are actually going to help us network a large amount of other influencers going on with them down the road. And then some of the want to introduce into our VR space. They're going to help us bridge that. I'm pretty excited to think about set up. We already have people ready to go. Now, if that's everything, if anybody else has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them real quick. But if you don't have any questions, I'm probably going to hop off here. hop on that white paper and get that put out. The day is over. That's my to-do item right now. We'll get that done, and as soon as that's done, I will then just kind of side of things. And we'll have another AMA. So that hosting OpenSea big swap. And the way now, I think I'll verify it before I do it. But I'm pretty sure that you get everything and actually get it, and then after they done through a little sort of just go and go.
Really looking